We're going to do some flying around our property. Right now the drone is kind of headed south, and we own right to the top of that ridge. Now you're looking southeast, and you can see my little pasture, little narrow pasture, running down between both of these ridges. And I really own to the top of both ridges. And we're flying down to the end of our property line that's just before you get to this house that you're seeing dead ahead. You know, living out here in the country, I don't even know who those neighbors are. And when we get to the end of the property line, we're going to kind of bounce up and over this ridge and look over at the main county road. You can see some neighbors over there on the other side of the main road. The main road is Bell Hollow. You can just see how beautiful the land is here. I mean, just little mountains everywhere. Lovely. People have carved out some pastures in the middle of these woods. You can see a truck coming down the driveway from that neighbor's house, and then some of their outbuildings. And we're going to do a little orbit right here. That's Bell Hollow. And we're just orbiting, looking back at that neighbor's house that just above it ended our property line. And right down by those evergreen trees, right at that fork in the road, is our mailbox. And so Bell Hollow's off to the right, and Hannah Hill is going straight up. You can see those men have gotten down the driveway in their white truck. I'm about 130 feet above where I took off at my house, so they don't even know drones out there. Bell Hollow, Hannah Hill, and then there's another fork in the road, and Hickory Hollow is in the middle, and then my road, Bumpily Road, is right off there to the left. And that's my little brown barn with the blue roof, and this is my pasture, our pasture, where we used to raise percherons. That little barn over there with the red roof on it, I used to fill that up with hay, but that's a neighbor's barn. Again, we're going to do an orbit around the pasture. The drone is doing all this in a pre-packaged program that I created. So all I have to do is make sure I can see it and that we've got good signal strength. If we lost connection to the drone, it would just go back and land itself where it took off. Again, we're just looking down at what I call our lower pasture. You see a Creighton ash has died and dropped down. It's fallen. The grass here, I guess if it's being watered or something, it might be a little green, but most of our grass is that brown here in February. And of course, all the trees have dropped their leaves. Donnie and I planted that row of evergreens 30 years ago. And there's a neighbor's house. New people moved in. She's a teacher at the university, and her husband, Alex, does landscaping. There you can see me standing by the upper barn, and I'm just waiting for the drone to return, just making sure I've got good signal strength. And there's my house, our house, up there in the woods. And as soon as the drone gets over close to the house, it'll focus on the house and then stop, and I'll bring it in myself for a landing. It's been lovely.